I'm Sarah Richardson. I'm the founder, president, and designated broker of Tru Realty. We're a tech-enabled brokerage based in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm here to talk about how to obtain high margins and manage like a tightwad. I don't know what that means, the tightwad part, but I did want to preface by saying that Phoenix is one of the most saturated brokerage markets in the country. We're the home of the 100% shop, so when I say tight margins, yes, we're profitable, but I think high margin is relative. So first is garden success. All of our new agents are required to go through a 1-month training process, and so they have to train for a month. After they're completed with their training, they're responsible for doing coaching and mentoring for a year. And we find that 90% of our mentees they have their first deal in escrow within 60 days of completing this training. So we know what we're doing is working. Next, anticipating failure. I'm not afraid to let go of a bad seed. There's always going to be somebody that disrupts the apple cart. There's somebody that's going to drain broker resources, somebody that's going to just really kind of tear apart the culture a little bit. And I always say you have to take a step back to take a step forward. I'm not a brokerage that charges monthly fees, and so I really have to be successful, and you have to sell to be successful, so I'm willing to let somebody go in order to have the team be more productive. Next, keeping the flow secure. We do not let any of our entry-level personnel see any of our financial documents. It's really hard, as you know, being a broker owner, to predict what your sales are going to be in the future. I only have line of sight to maybe 2 or 3 months ahead of where we are right now. I can look and see what the sales have been in the past, but as we know, the only change in real estate, or the only constant in change in real estate is change. So it's really hard to predict what we're going to see in 6 months down the road. Knowing that I have a growing brokerage, it's really hard to predict. So we really are careful, and we look at our finances pretty regularly as a leadership team. Updating process. So I did mention that we are a tech-enabled brokerage, and what I mean by that is all of our systems are not siloed. They're all communicating with one another. So our CRM communicates with our transaction management system, that communicates with one of our title partners, that communicates with one of our lenders, that ultimately communicates with our financial software. So this keeps our overhead low, it keeps us more profitable, it keeps the agents more productive, and it ultimately leads to a better client experience. And I think, as we all know, that the client experience is kind of struggling in real estate a little bit. And so it's really important to make sure that the client is ultimately having a better experience. And when you have systems that are all speaking to one another, it kind of helps keep things pretty seamless. Every penny counts. So kind of tying into what I spoke about before is we are making sure that every single tool that we pass on to our agents is a profit center. And I'm not gouging our agents by any stretch, but every system that we provide globally, we are making a little bit off each one of our agents. It is a business, and we are making sure that they're getting a really good deal and better than they would be paying for on the streets if they were getting it solely, but it is still a profit center for us as a brokerage as well. Work close and stay connected. What I mean by this is we have a very collaborative culture. We meet as a team every Monday, and we sit and we talk. We talk about what's worked in the past week, what's been a fail, what's been a win. We celebrate the wins, but we really figure out what we can do as a team to grow stronger. 90% of the business in Maricopa or the Phoenix market is done by 10% of the agents, and we're really trying to attract that top 10%. And it's kind of a needle in a haystack process, but definitely working together and making sure we're collaborating all makes us a stronger team. And then as we grow, as being a profitable brokerage, what are our next steps? What are your next steps? Are you going to be staying local? Are you going to be staying regionally? Are you going to be going into other states? As you grow, where are you going to end? And so that's one of the things as a business owner I'm now starting to face is what am I going to be doing? Am I going to stay one entity, or am I going to look into franchising? And that's one thing I don't quite have the answer to yet, but that's why we're all here, is to learn from one another. So thank you for having me, and that's it.